This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Jack Threads. Coming up, it's time to check in and see what else is on our radar this week.
The Totally Rad Show.
Back with On My Radar, sort of our chance to talk about things that we may have even passed over or just not had an opportunity to talk about. We do a lot of other things in our lives, and here we get to talk about a couple of them. So Daniel Trachtenberg wanted to talk to you about maybe something that was on your radar.
That's what you want to do now?
Yeah, just whatever you want.
All right, fine.
Up to you.
Well, I just went to, on my honeymoon, I went to Disney World.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yes, at Disney World and Universal Studios.
Yeah, which we're in Los Angeles.
Right.
So not access
So here
to
in
that.
Los Angeles, we have Disneyland.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Universal Studios Hollywood.
Is that in Florida? Is that referred to as the Magic Kingdom specifically?
Nope. Because at Disney World, this is part one. Disney World's way awesomer than Disneyland for many reasons. There's a lot of great things about Disneyland. In fact, I was just there last night and re-experienced it after being at Disney World. One of the great things is, one, it's the original. Mm-hmm. We should say these positive before One is the original.
Before
Two,
you gut it.
Yeah. Two, it's the because it's smaller, you can get to everything in a reasonable amount of
time
and
energy.
effort. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's all, and there's some of the rides are a little bit better. Some of them. On the flip side, Disney World, and by the way, Disneyland gets holiday theming, so we have like Nightmare Before Christmas, Haunted Mansion.
Disney World doesn't do that?
Disney World doesn't do that because Disneyland is more for locals. It needs to entice people to revisit. Disney World is where people travel to,
destination resort,
and people, if they're going to Disney World, they took time off with their whatever, took their kids out of school,
holidays.
and they go, and it's not the ride. It's like some other version of the ride. It's a little. So anyway,
Interesting.
So Disney World is Magic Kingdom. It used to be MGM, it's now Hollywood Studios,
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom, and Epcot. It's 4 theme parks that take a day or two to do everything in individually. Disneyland, you can do it all in a day. It's Magic Kingdom and California Adventure. There's 2 of them, but you can do it all in a day if you try. So like that. Disney World, it just has a million amazing things.
Yeah.
Epcot is incredible. I could spend a whole day in Epcot. I have a new favorite ride. It's called Spaceship Earth in Epcot. You may have done it when you were kids. I don't know if you guys ever went when you were kids. It's incredible. And yeah, there's just more. And all the rides, like Haunted Mansion there has, the queue is way longer and has amazing things as you're on the queue for Space Mountain at Disney World. Has an interactive game that you play while you're going around in the line. You can play a video game. So there's lots of upgrades, a lot of cool things. And Universal Studios there doesn't compare to Disney. However, one area does, and that's Harry Potter World. And
I'd really like to try to go there.
you have to go.
Yeah.
I'm not, as you've watched on the show, I'm the least big Harry Potter fan. I do like
Harry Potter.
I like Harry Potter quite a bit. I do not love it, but I loved being in that Harry Potter world more than any other.
And you didn't even have any butterbeer.
I didn't have any butterbeer. What I told you guys before, but like, what's incredible to me is like at Disney, the rides are all themed, but the park is the park. The park is themed Disney-ish, but not the world of the movie.
Oh,
One
yeah,
specific
right.
movie. Whereas Harry Potter World, you are fully immersed into the fiction of one movie. And as much as I don't love that movie, but as you walk around, every store, every shop is completely Harry Potter. Every person who works there is like they live in Hogsmeade or they wherever, and you are like inside that movie, that universe, and I guess it's because it's a really fun
universe.
Yeah, universe. So it's
It's magical?
spectacular. It's magical, and that Hogwarts ride is the best ride I've ever been on. I mean, like it's incredible. So there is no competition. If you have to decide between Disneyland and Disney World, definitely choose those. But Disneyland, if you're a local,
or if you happen to be in Los Angeles and you want to go to a Disney
It is a special
World
place,
or
and it definitely does have its advantages.
Interesting.
You know what I think people don't realize is that it's not in Los Angeles. And if you're coming to Los Angeles, it's a really far drive. I mean, it's not really far, but
40 minutes.
It's a rent car drive
Yeah,
to get
oh,
there.
definitely.
If you've like traveled to
Yeah.
If
Or
you're
if
a
you
sucker.
if you happen to be in Anaheim, or Buena Park or wherever it actually is.
right.
So Jeff Cannata.
Well, Dan just discussed a very fun activity to do with lots of people, hang out on his honeymoon, love. I'm talking about something to do by yourself because you're lonely and sad. But it's still awesome!
We can't
Okay.
talk about that on the show.
And it is a new iPad game that I have fallen head over heels in love with. It was recommended to me by Nick Sutner. People may know. He told me about this game called Spelltower. Have you guys heard of it?
Oh boy, no, but it sounds like something that Jeff would like.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with. It's not referring to magic spells. It's
Yeah.
referring to spelling.
That's
That's
why
what
I thought you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it is basically Boggle on crack. It's a
it's Froggle?
It's giant board of Boggle, and there's several different modes. There's a timed mode. There's like a sort of reverse Tetris where it's getting closer to the top and you have to do it. But there's also just a board that there's no pressure, there's no time limit, there's nothing happening, there's nothing going to stop. You're just trying to get as many words as you can and as high points as you can. And you clear these tiles off by creating words like you would in Boggle. You can do it diagonally or next to each other, and you just have to link up the letters. And the larger the word you do, the more peripheral letters also get eliminated when you do it, and you higher score bonuses. So you can get, I mean, unlike Boggle, you can get 7, 8, 9 letter words if you're really good.
Yeah.
Simple premise, but it's really well done on the iPad because the tiles are just the right size for your finger. I never find myself
Accidentally hitting the wrong tile.
exactly. And I was recommended this game. I was like getting into bed. It was like 11:30. It's like I'll check it out.
No
It's
greater
$2.
joy. No greater joy.
$2. I'll buy it. Check it out. Next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I look up. Oh, what happened? That is the power of this game. It is one of the most fun experiences I've had on the iPad in a long time, and I highly recommend it.
Is
$2.
there a demo?
I don't believe there is.
Yeah.
I don't believe there is.
Makes
And
sense for a
unfortunately,
$2
there's no iPhone version or iPod Touch version yet. I don't know if they have that in the works or not, but it is an iPad-only app, and it is awesome.
You say
Amazing.
$2 as if it's cheap, but when I hear $2, I feel like, oh, it's the more expensive kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, 99 cents to me is free.
This is $2.99
ideal.
cents.
I know.
It's actually $1.99.
But that to me sounds like, oh, that's the premium game.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like that's like $4.99 as a premium game,
Oh,
but
geez.
yeah,
But
it's
who can afford that?
Well, speaking of I know.
Disneyland. over here.
Yeah.
My
Well,
Lord.
speaking of premium games, as I alluded to in my review of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I have gone back and started playing some of the multiplayer in Battlefield 3 on the PC.
That's great because we never got really a chance to talk about the multiplayer.
Yes, and I will tell you, it is so Battlefield 2, I think it was, no, Battlefield, the original one, not 1942, but the original like Battlefield, the Modern Warfare version. There's like
Battlefield 2, I think, then.
No, I think that they did a
there was a
Battlefield
regular
1942,
Battlefield.
and then they just did Battlefield, and it was sort of like Battlefield Modern
it was
Combat.
Battlefield
I think it
2.
actually was called Modern Combat or something like that.
It doesn't matter. We're getting it all
Anyway.
wrong, and I'm sure they're.
I know, everybody's screaming at it. It's called Battlefield Orc Face. It's not. But anyway,
Whoa, that would be awesome, though.
yeah, Orc Face.
Like an orc-themed,
Shooter.
yeah, like Battlefield.
I think it's
Well,
called
like,
Orcs Must Die.
No,
But
not
anyway,
that.
so here's the thing.
Yeah.
My buddy Joshua and I, for whatever reason, we were like, you know what, screw it. We're gonna take our computers, we're going down to La Jolla. My folks have a house there. We're gonna go down to La Jolla, and we're just gonna play video games with our computers all weekend. It's like, all right, this is gonna be awesome. So we happened to have copies of this Battlefield game, and we played
This
weird-
weird.
whatever
It was
that's
like
called.
there, I
Whatever
know.
it's called.
Nobody's heard of it.
And we literally played, I mean, all 3 days. Like we just fell in love with it. I was so excited to re-experience it. And I remember when we reviewed Battlefield 2, I kind of tried some of the multiplayer, and I was like, Well, Joshua pinged me and was like, hey, do you have Battlefield 3? And I was like,
So
yeah.
explain to me. So compare and contrast with Modern Warfare and Battlefield, and tell me, now what do you think is the winner in your head, and why?
I don't think there's a winner between the two.
Different experiences.
Totally different
It's like mom and
experiences.
dad.
Yeah, it's like playing chess and playing checkers. They're both fun, One of them is sort of a serious game. One of them is a fun, play with your friends.
So Battlefield is chess.
Battlefield is chess,
Modern
in
Warfare
my
is
opinion.
checkers.
And the reason why is because it's much more strategic. It's about, it's more about sort of capturing points. Now, I played on the tickets server on hardcore with no HUD or something like that. So it was a very, if you see somebody and you shoot them a couple times, they're going to be dead. You know what I mean? And what ends up happening is that I realize what I love, and what you don't really get in Modern Warfare, but what I love about the Battlefield multiplayer is that there are roles to play.
Yeah.
So it's like a serious Team Fortress kind of a game, where I play as an engineer, and the joy that I get out of being in a tank and seeing the tank get hit, hopping out and fixing the tank up, and then getting back into the tank and killing people with the tank, so satisfying.
But you were playing with one friend, but you guys were playing with randoms, right?
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
I think the greater than in that situation was that you were playing on the PC, right? You
100%.
didn't find griefers. Did you have headsets that
Nope.
were talking? Yeah.
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because for me,
Also,
it was
the
like
graphics were
the
well.
graphics are amazing. I mean, it's just an amazing game, and so for me, and it really becomes that thing of I'm not very good technically anymore. It's a little bit like I haven't played tennis in a long time, so I'm not as good as I used to be. That's how I am with first-person shooters on the PC.
Well, you shouldn't
Just
really
not
be
as
playing them like
technical.
tennis.
I know, that's probably my problem. I have my
Are you using a Wii controller?
My Wiimote and the plastic tennis racket. That's actually what I play tennis with now out on the courts.
That's why you don't. That's why you haven't been good at it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But so
Interesting.
it's one of those things where the joy for me was capturing the points, not killing the people, fixing the tanks, not shooting people and shooting people with my gun, getting in a tank and shooting people with a giant tank machine gun, and then hopping out and making sure the tank's safe.
Yeah.
That stuff was so enjoyable to me.
So you think the vehicles are additive thing? You feel like the size of the maps is really
Definitely,
a big
but
deal?
also the realism. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 or 3 is very realistic, but it's also very arcade. You know
Absolutely
what I mean?
it is, yeah.
And it's amazingly fun, and I do enjoy that, and I've played that much, much more. And I will play that with whether I have people that I know online or not.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Battlefield 3, when Josh was like, "Yeah, let's play Battlefield 3," I will play it, and we have a blast. So it's really much more of a rich sort of co-op experience for me. And when I do that in Modern Warfare, it's a little less co-op-y because there's only one thing to do: kill people. I mean, there are
Well,
other
there's other
modes,
modes, yeah.
but the other modes aren't. You know
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
sort of breaks down that way.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Cool. Well, that is what is on our radars. All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, we want to thank our sponsor, Jeff.
Our sponsor is Jack Threads, and
Oh, yeah.
Jack Thread and I have united
Yes.
in a common crusade. Nothing
Yes.
less than a crusade
Yes.
against one group of people. That group, say it with me,
Suckers!
suckers! God, we hate suckers.
I know, so
You know
bad.
the definition of a sucker?
Someone who pays full price for clothing.
Someone who pays full price for clothing.
I
You
just
knew
looked
that
that
definition.
up. I just looked that up yesterday. It came up in conversation.
I'm glad Alex is here. He knows what's going on. I'm starting to think Dan
Dan.
might be the sucker in this equation.
You know how much I pay for this hoodie?
Full price!
Sucker.
Sucker. Don't be a
I
sucker.
stole this.
You can get awesome brands, even way more. Don't be a thief and don't be a sucker.
Damn it.
Be like me. Get discounts on clothing, Kid Robot, Hurley, Stussy, awesome brands. You can get up to 80% off every single day because of Jack Threads. What is Jack Threads, you ask? Let me answer that question for you, inquisitive viewer. It is a members-only online shopping club. That means you can shop for all these sweet-ass brands without leaving your sweet ass from the chair.
I just
right?
like that you stopped right after, what is it? And then you're like, oh, wait, what is it?
Well, everybody, it's the question on every tongue. Jack Threads, members only. That means suckers need not apply. It's talking to you, Dan.
What if they wanted to apply?
Well, I'm glad you asked since you're not a sucker. But
What
you
if
are a
I was
thief.
not a sucker, man? Just
I'm going to convert you from a
narcoleptic.
thief to a non-sucker. The opposite of sucker, Jack Threads member.
Okay.
You can get hooked up because you watch our show by going to jackthreads.com/TRS. You can become a member, even though there's a waiting list. You can get thrust headlong to the front of the line by going to jackthreads.com
Safely.
Well, there's a helmet involved.
Safely,
There's
yeah.
you can go feet first if you want. You'll get instant access to all the sweet hookups. Jackthreads.com/TRS. Get some
Amazing.
sweet threads.
System
Get some
works.
sweet Jack.
Anti-sucker yourself.
Anti-sucker. Dan, anything to declare?
I don't want to be a sucker.
Tomorrow, join us for Media Mashup.
Today's Twitter question comes from @TimSinclairLee, who asks, what one item of clothing did you wear well beyond its intended use of fashion? Guys?
I'm happy that this came up. This
You
was
stole
from
it.
1912. No. I got really into, I got this book when I was a kid, and the book was all about cowboys, but it was for kids, and one of the pages
Your mom told us
was,
the story.
yeah, one of the pages was how a cowboy dresses. And it literally had every little thing that a cowboy had. His handkerchief hanging on a little thing. His boots hanging on a little boots. His hat is like sitting on a horse or whatever. His little denim shirt.
his hat on a horse?
And I literally I had my mom acquire all of the items in that page, on that page. And I would lay it out at night, and I would set up my stuff so that it looked like it was sort of hanging around like the picture, and then I'd wake up for
my
school,
God.
and I'd put everything
rad.
on, and all my hat and all that stuff. And it was awesome. And that was well beyond, not just its intended use, but the fact that I should be dressed head to toe like a cowboy.
I've seen you
to
wear...
that-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to that end, I certainly wore my Karate Kid headband one
Oh,
day
yeah.
longer than I ever should have, which was one day.
One day.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What did you say
My
there?
body glove T-shirt that had never been its intended use of fashion.
Yeah.
mean
I've seen
anything
you wear
hypercolor?
that Clint Eastwood T-shirt that still has holes in it and shit.
Oh no, not Clint Eastwood, Bruce Lee.
Oh, Bruce Lee. Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that. Thank you. Yes,
It
I have a
has
shirt.
holes in it.
Yeah, I have a shirt I have a picture in my house that I've looked at recently from when I was in 3rd grade, so I'm 10, and I'm wearing the brand new version of that T-shirt. I was an iron-on. Bruce Lee, couldn't buy a Bruce Lee T-shirt when I was a kid, so I had to go to an iron-on place and iron it on so I could wear my hero on myself. And I still have that shirt to this day, and I wear it everyone. It's very thin now, but it completely fits. I just grew. I just stretched it out.
When I was 15, I was writing video game reviews for the newspaper, and companies were sending me swag. Even then, this is the early days of video games, and the swag was primitive. But I remember getting
Just sticks and rocks.
I got a sweatshirt, a blue sweatshirt from Accolade. You guys remember Accolade? That did sports games
Yeah, I could see the
back in
title.
the day. Still have it, still wear it. It
Nice.
finally fits me now. Back then I would swim in it because it was
Yeah.
so tiny. Yeah, so I'm sure that thing is not intended to be worn, but I still wear it. It's still like
Nice.
I run in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. So thanks Accolade, and thanks Tim Sinclair Lee.